Hey everybody, Lori Cloud at Keller Williams Realty in Nashville, and I wanted to share some market data that we just got from what we call the Nash Economics Summit for all of greater Nashville real estate agents. And so we brought in some economists and some folks who study human behavior to tell us a bit about what is happening right now, because I'm sure you're hearing the headlines that all across the country, the market is crazy. Like we're calling it Maynia. And if you're a seller, hey, this is probably pretty good news for you. If you're a buyer, you're a bit in probably in some possible counseling right now, because you really have to take a long view approach at the moment if you're a buyer. Now, I want to talk about, though, if you're a seller, because a lot of sellers are like, I'm just going to wait. This gravy train's not going to end. Well, A, we don't know when it will end. And B, the amount of flexibility that buyers have evolved to at this given moment that is happening right now in May, most agents are like, I've never seen this in my entire career, where buyers are willing to ask for no repairs, buy as is. They are waiving appraisals. Sometimes they're even waiving the inspection. So if you have a home that needs some work, this is your moment to make the most of it. So I wanted to give you a couple of stats. Basically what they're predicting is that if the only thing that's going to really slow our market down is if interest rates go up. And that they are predicting that we're going to creep to the 3.5 by the end of the year. Now, 3.5 is still amazing, people, amazing. But for a lot of first-time home buyers, they are trying to get into a home kind of by the skin of their teeth. So an increase from 3 to 3.5 is probably going to price them out of the market. And so we're losing some folks, a lot of millennials who are first-time home buyers. They're just not going to be able to jump in this game, which means investors are going to be able to come in and swoop stuff up. And when investors come in, what do they turn these into? Predominantly rentals, right? So, and I know that, I own rentals. I don't think rentals are a bad thing, but I know that people in neighborhoods get a little nervous when too much of their neighborhood switches over to rentals. So it's in our best interest if we have owner occupied be the majority of who owns the homes. The next thing is that third quarter of this year, we're probably going to look like flat with last year, because last year in 2020, fourth quarter, fall was basically our spring. So it would be still a great thing if we're flat. And then they think by fourth quarter, we might be down just a little bit, just due to if the higher interest rates happen. So, but for basically at the end of the year, we're going to be up versus 2020. And 2020, I know it was a very bad year for a lot of people, but in real estate, 2020 was a phenomenal year. So how do we feel about our Nashville specific economy? He's predicting that we are going to be kind of on fully recovered mode by July or August. So by fall, everything is going to be back in full swing. You're going to be going to your concerts and go to eat at whatever restaurant you want. We already see that people are starting to pull down their mask mandates. So really, we're just a couple of weeks away by Nashville feeling like it's fully back into business. We also predict that if the interest rate goes up to 3.5 or north of that, that buyers are going to back off. And that is going to cause a lot of the crazy to stop. So we will still have a robust market. It's still going to be a seller's market, because we are trying to make up for 14 years when builders did not basically build anywhere close to demand. So we are trying to dig our way at a 14-year deficit. So the only thing that's been kind of shoring things up and where we see things ahead is that new construction sales are ahead, and those are predicted to be continuing to be a good thing. A lot of people who are upsizing are leaving their starter home and moving into new construction. And I'm seeing that a lot as I represent buyers with sellers asking, I need to stay in my house another month or two. So they're going ahead and taking advantage of the market now, but they're asking and expecting the buyer to let them live there rent free. Okay, again, that wasn't happening even like 4 months ago. People wouldn't even fathom asking to live somewhere rent-free just for the privilege of buying their house. So if you are a seller, I want to reinforce this again. There has never been such a super seller's market as right now, and I want to help you make the most of it. So give me a call and let's talk about where you would go and what you would do, and what my plan with my 16-point marketing plan, how I'm not just going to throw a sign in the yard and put it on the MLS. That's like a lazy agent way. I'm going to work it like we are in a buyer's market to get you multiple offers. So give me a call.